Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, SSNIT proposes increase in pension contribution of workers' salary as it backs proposals to increase retirement age. We hear from the Director General of SSNIT. Also, IMF indicates Ghana's economy is showing signs of recovery, but warns reaching a deal with external creditors on time will impact the disbursement of funds. And former president of the Ghana Association of Banks, Al-Hassan Andani, advises businesses to look beyond the country for partnerships on the continent. Details coming up. Thanks for being with us, everyone. My name is Darryl Kwao. Also later in the bulletin, did you know that you're abusing chickens if you restrict their movement by confining them in cages? That's on our business journal. You want to hang around for that report. First, though, State Pension Trust SSNIT is proposing an amendment to its act to increase deductions made from workers' basic salary as Tier 1 pension contributions. It is also supporting proposals to increase the retirement age from the current 60 years. These are part of suggestions to help sustain the pension scheme to improve benefits. Director General of SSNIT, Dr. John Ofori-Tenkwang, has been speaking on PM Express Business Edition.
We are working on possible amendments to our act, which we will table before our board and MPRA and the tripartite, and eventually it will make its way to Parliament, and those things can be changed.
Before the end of this year?
You know how this process goes.
Yes, but hopefully
we've done our part. We've done our part. So we're going to push it from us to MPRA and then to the tripartite, and then those things can go on. So the pensioners are living longer. So when you come up with a pension scheme, which are laws which were crafted, in the 60s and 70s, when the life expectancy was low, and now life expectancy has increased due to advancement in medical technology, standard of living. It only makes sense that at some point we sit down and look at how long people work before they retire.
Dr. John Ofori-Tenkwang is Director General of the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, and there is a repeat of this conversation this morning at 11 on the Joy News channel. Now, Ghana's economy is showing signs of recovery with other indicators picking up. That's the view of the IMF team after concluding its one-week staff visit to Accra. George Rafe has more.
IMF, in its statement, noted their verdict was based on the fact that inflation is softening, whilst Ghana's international reserves are picking up strongly and there is less exchange rate volatility. But the team, which was led by its mission chief, Stéphane Rodet, was quick to add that securing the next tranche of IMF cash of $600 million will be dependent on the timely debt restructuring with external creditors. It also disclosed that it took steps to review progress being made by government in meeting key commitments under the fund program ahead of its first review in November this year. They wrapped their mission visit yesterday after engaging government and some stakeholders over the past 1 week.
And that was George Rafe's report. Former president of the Ghana Association of Banks, Al-Hassan Andani, is urging African governments to support small enterprises to grow them out of their home countries. According to him, this concept has helped other continents to grow bigger brands globally. Mr. Andani is calling on all stakeholders to join forces to make the concept work for Africa.
Enterprises just don't come into existence by default. They are orchestrated. They are orchestrated by states. They are orchestrated by the shareholders. They are orchestrated by leaders. So if we take South Korea basically has probably very little natural resources, but South Korea has some of the leading global brands. Those are enterprises. Those enterprises were orchestrated by states. They were orchestrated by states. Then you have, of course, places like in America, free enterprise, but people come up with very bright ideas, and themselves and investment bankers and shareholders orchestrate to take that business outside of the jurisdiction of America. So why is Africa lacking that ability to orchestrate the development of enterprises?
You had former president of the Ghana Association of Banks, Al-Hassan Andani. Meanwhile, senior partner at AB and David Ofosu-Dorte has entreated enterprises to upgrade their products to international standards before attempting to venture into businesses outside Ghana.
If it is your intention to grow and expand to become
a globally competitive, or let's say an African continentally competitive business, which is the context of Mr. Danny's speech, one of the first things to do is to make sure that your product that you sell or your services is upgraded to the standard that it will be accepted as being internationally competitive. Without that upgrade, an upgrade is separate from upscaling. Without that upgrade, you cannot even sell in the international market. And people often tend to talk about upscaling without first upgrading to the standard that is acceptable internationally. That they definitely can do.
Senior partner at AB and David Ofuzudote. Now, in light of empowering the youth to take advantage of current job opportunities, the Springboard Roadshow Foundation, collaboration with MasterCard Foundation and Limehouse Production, has organized the Ghana Grows program to encourage students to develop the right skills to meet demands of the current job market. Guest speakers at the program, Professor P.K. Richardson of Manchester Business School and Rosie Eben Arthur, a human resource consultant, encouraged the youth. Here's more.
Renowned Ghanaian leadership coach Professor P.K. Richardson explained the need to adopt a continuous learning attitude.
You can always learn something new. And the way the world is going, if you are going to continue to stay relevant and earn a good living and have a great life, learning should be part of your cake.
Human resource consultant Rosie Ebe Arthur admonished students to develop skills which will meet requirements of the dynamic work landscape.
Now we're in a borderless world. People are taking your jobs because you are not reskilling. So you go, the Chinese are taking your job, the Indians are taking your jobs because they've got the skill. What have you got to offer? What do you want to offer?
The last edition of the Ghana Grows program, which is powered by the Springboard Roadshow Foundation, will discuss opportunities in the agribusiness and digital space.
You're listening to the Joy Business Report. Traditionally in Ghana, most poultry reared for their eggs and meat are usually kept in battery cages. In today's Business Journal, Emmanuel Bright Kweku reports on how cage farming affects the poultry growth and production as activists and vets demand a ban on battery cages. Listen.
Retailing poultry has been a source of livelihood for Achama for nearly a decade now. As one of the sole vendors at the Eja market, she sources her animals from various farms in and around the Ashanti region. The live birds, upon arriving from the farm, are kept in her makeshift cage on the streets of the market.
Some of the hens, especially the white ones, aren't active. Theirs is just to eat and to drink water.
Chicken production rose from 20.5 million to 74.5 million over the last 2 decades, of which more than 25 million are reportedly housed in traditional battery cages in Ghana. Conventionally in Ghana, poultry commercially reared for their meat and eggs are confined in cages. Abna Kwedu, also a vendor, believes the restricted animals are rarely infested with diseases.
It's not good to leave them to walk about. They can be infested with diseases. You only need to feed them and they will be okay.